losing 2-1 to Madrid at home isn't the best of feelings, is it? And the thing is that the past few games, the past 8 games or so, we've not had a very good record against Madrid at home. In fact, we had a pretty dismal record, and I was really hoping that things would turn around this time, but unfortunately not. Hola Culers, and welcome to yet another edition of Blaugrana Always, where today we will be talking about the El Clasico. And yes, I know it's been a while since the El Clasico came out. It's been almost a week, but I've just been a little busy with other commitments like university assignments and the video got a little delayed, but like they say, it's better late than never, right? So we have the video now, and we're going to be assessing the game a little bit more. First thing first, I got to say that the atmosphere at the Manjuic Stadium was incredible. I think it was in the many years that I've been watching El Clasicos and been watching Barcelona game. This is one of the best atmospheres that I've seen for a Barca game, especially for an El Clasico. I thought it was incredible, and I really thought that the incredible atmosphere is going to act as the 12th man for Barcelona to go ahead and get the victory. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But yeah, kudos to the people who made it for the game, and they were electric. They were genuinely electric throughout the 90 minutes of the game. The first talking point for the game is actually about Gundogan. Gundogan, who we recently signed for a free transfer from Manchester City, or a treble-winning captain nonetheless, decided to come to Barcelona. Well, that's because that's the sort of pull that we have, and he was incredible. And yet again, he proved why he is one of the most underrated clutch players of his generation. Because yet again, in another clutch game, he managed to come up with the opening goal for Barcelona. And this opening goal was actually I mean, we could thank Madrid a little bit for this opening goal because their defense was caught sleeping. They were caught napping a bit. David Alaba was unable to clear the ball in time, and Gundogan, well, he doesn't miss those kind of chances, and he made well on the chance that he got. And I think overall, even other than that goal that Gundogan scored, I thought overall he was pretty good in this game. He's not been at his very best since he's joined Barcelona, in my opinion, but this specific game, I think he was really top class. There was I don't know if you guys remember, but there was one point in the second half of the game once Lewandowski came on and we were trailing, where Gundogan he 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 just passed the ball absolutely perfectly to Robert Lewandowski. It was a lofted through ball, and unfortunately Lewandowski was not able to control it properly, and the bad control eventually led to him losing possession of the ball. But had he controlled that the way we usually expect Lewandowski to and score, that would have truly been an amazing assist. So Gundogan is definitely a very clutch player. He's also made it very clear that he's not very happy with the dressing room's response to losing in El Clasico. He was expecting the dressing room to be in a little more of a reflective mood and to be thinking about what this loss really means for Barcelona and for its fans. But unfortunately, he saw that the locker room did not have the sort of atmosphere that you'd expect when you lose a big game, and he's spoken about that publicly as well. And I think it was very important for him to do that. And yet again, he proves why he's such an integral part of our Barcelona team. He's one of the experienced players who's going to be a really, really great influence for young players like Pedri, Gavi, uh, Fermin Lopez, and I think he's been an excellent addition to our squad so far. And if he can continue with the kind of form that he showed in this game, I think he's going to be very, very crucial for us. So when we're talking about the midfield, I think it just wouldn't be fair if we do not mention Fermin Lopez, who was once again absolutely incredible in this game. I thought he had an incredible game. He was absolutely fantastic. He controlled the midfield pretty well. He actually hit the post as well. He was pretty unlucky to not have scored there. And I just feel like Fermin Lopez is one for the future, and just feels like La Masia keeps producing one wonder kid after the other, and we have so many golden boys out here. We've gotten Gavi, we've got Fermin Lopez, we've gotten Yamil Lamal, we've gotten Balde, we've gotten so many incredible players. I think we've genuinely been blessed with not just one of the best youth systems in the world, but actually the best youth system in the world. I mean, I think this is the next generation of golden players that are coming out. Of course, it's too early to be comparing them to Pep Guardiola's Barcelona team. There's a long, long way to go, but since that time, I think this is the first group of players that have come, which have shown who've shown some great potential. and I really hope that they can live up to that potential. The third point that I must talk about is yet another very talented youngster. Yes, Jude Bellingham. I heard a lot of Culers talking about how he doesn't score in important games, and usually been scoring against smaller opponents, and I think he silenced all his critics there, and he was just absolutely fantastic in the game. I mean, actually, to be fair to Gavi, he did an incredible job in marking him throughout the game and neutralizing his threat almost throughout the game. It was just one or two instances that Bellingham got, and well, he scored in those two instances that he got. The second instance was actually again a little. It was a little bit of a. It was sloppy work from Barcelona, but Jude Bellingham made the most of it, and he scored the he scored the winner as well. And I think for any Culers who suggested that Bellingham is not a very special player, that he's getting lucky, I think it might be time to really reconsider what your opinions are, because those are the sort of opinions which kind of get us Culers in the trouble when it comes to mainstream fans. Because even as a huge Cooler, I think I can very easily admit that Jude Bellingham is probably the best player in the world right now. And if he can keep up with this form, and if Madrid don't want this to happen, mind you. But if Madrid end up winning La Liga and going deep in the Champions League, I can actually see him win the Ballon d'Or next year. I know it's very early; it's early days right now, but with the kind of output that he's producing, I mean, his output is comparable to Cristiano Ronaldo's initial days at Real Madrid, and that really it's genuinely incredible. I really got to say that Jude Bellingham is a very talented young player, and the sad thing is actually the fact that he was a Barcelona fan as a kid, and unfortunately he's joined our rival club. He's joined Madrid, but it would have really been amazing to have him in our club. Having said that, we do have some incredible youngsters, and that brings me to the next point about our midfield. The next point that I have is, as great as our midfield was in this game, Femin Lopez, Gundogan, amazing. I think we really miss Frankie De Jong. Having Frankie De Jong out of this game was actually a huge blow for us. We've been without Pedri as well, but I think Frankie de Jong's absence was really felt, especially because I feel like when Oriol Romeo came on, he wasn't very effective for Barcelona. I mean, with all due respect to him, he's playing at the highest level possible. He's playing for Barcelona, and he's really achieved what 99.9% of the world cannot. That is to be playing at this high level. But it just feels like he's probably not the right man for Barcelona. um, you could definitely see that there was a huge difference with him coming into the midfield, and Madrid was able to control the midfield a lot better with him in midfield. And yeah, we really miss Frankie De Jong quite a bit. I just we just got to admit that Frankie De Jong was deeply missed, and Oriol Romeo may not be the solution that we need as a backup for Frankie De Jong. We need to be looking for some other players, and I'm really hoping that we can just pop out another La Masia boy to be coming out and playing as a backup to Frankie De Jong, or supplementing Frankie De Jong possibly in the future. Talking about players, this brings me to the final point. This might be a little controversial. Maybe not. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about what you guys feel about Robert Lewandowski, but he's just this season's not been good for him, hasn't. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on him because he just came back from injury in this game, and that earlier control that I was talking about, that absolutely fantastic pass by Gundogan, that lofted through ball, which Lewandowski was not able to control, and which he would normally very you would expect Lewandowski to control and finish that, but unfortunately he was not able to, and that makes me wonder whether this is just a case of him being injured, coming back from injury, because of which he's not at his best, or are we genuinely seeing Lewandowski decline? If that is the case, then we are in trouble, because we definitely need a world class striker, be going deep into the Champions League, to be challenging for the La Liga, to be challenging for the Copa del Rey, where FC Barcelona, so be unlike another club from Spain, like to compete for all three trophies. We want two trebles. We want to keep that up, keep the momentum up, and be competing for all titles possible. But with Lewandowski and the kind of form, if this is the kind of form that he's going to be reflecting ahead as well, I think we might not be able to compete as well as we'd like. So Victor Roque would be coming to Barcelona in January. I'm really hoping that he's the solution, the long-term solution that we're looking for in case things with Lewandowski don't get better. And I really hope that things with Lewandowski get better because I genuinely like him a lot as a player and as a person. And I really want to see him succeed here at Barca. I thought he was amazing, absolutely fantastic at Bayern Munich, a definite 2020 Ballon d'Or winner, so as to speak. But it's just this season. I mean, and I was pretty in the previous season. I spoke to a few Culers, the other Culers who are also part of this channel, by the way, and one of them was not very much in favor of Lewandowski being at Barcelona. He thought that Lewandowski wasn't playing well enough, and that him having been a huge player for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga doesn't really translate into him being an excellent player for Barcelona. And I really defended Lewandowski a lot in the past season, and I think it was rightly so because he did end up winning the Golden Boot and being a top scorer for La Liga. The previous season, the past season, he was still pretty good. But this season, I'm just hoping that this is just the injury which has caused a dip in performance, and we get Lewandowski back to what his original stature is. And another thing that I really want to talk about is how good Danny Carvajal and Luka Modric were. These guys are seasoned veterans of the Madrid club. Luka Modric, 38, aging like fine wine, and he was he absolutely made a difference when he came on as a substitute, and you could clearly see the difference between Barcelona and Madrid when you see the kind of subs that we were making, with all due respect to Oriel Romeo. But when you compare Oriel Romeo to someone like Modric, there's a significant difference. And while we were subbing on Oriel Romeo, Madrid had the luxury of being able to sub in one of the all-time greats as in Luka Modric. So I just think that I just think that Madrid have a pretty good squad depth at this moment. I thought that they're going to struggle without Benzema, without a striker, but somehow Jude Bellingham and Carlo Ancelotti's tactics of getting him to play a striker role from midfield is working incredibly well. And yeah, I mean, they're playing a lot better than what I expected, to be honest. I still don't think that they're going to go ahead and win the Champions League, but I still think that they can go pretty deep in the competition, given given the red hot form that Jude Bellingham is in, and the kind of, I mean, if you have Luka Modric coming in as a sub in the second half, that's just incredible. You have some great squad depth there in that case, and Madrid do benefit from. They've always benefited from having pretty good squad depth. And the other player I really want to talk about is Danny Carvajal because it's been a while since I watched the game, so I don't remember exactly which Barca player was almost through 1-on-1 against the Madrid keeper. But Danny Carvajal made an incredible tackle to ensure that he was not that player, the respective player was not able to go through 1-on-1 against the Madrid keeper. And I thought that was one of the best displays of defending in the entire game, if not the best. And I think that Danny Carvajal was just absolutely fantastic in this game. And just wanted to give him a shout. I just wanted to give a shout out to him as well. So all in all, I would say that we started off pretty well, but it's just that we lost intensity, especially in the second half. It just felt like we were a completely different side altogether, and that's not the kind of play that Barcelona wants. And that's definitely not the sort of intensity that Xavi would want his Barca team to be showing. But to be fair, it's a young team. We have a lot of players who are injured. We're still in transition. So I would still say that we're not doing too badly. We're third in La Liga right now, but it's a long way. It's a long season. There's a long way to go, and I still feel like we can bounce back. It's a long season, like I said. We're just in November right now. The season ends in May. There are quite a few months, and I still think that we can recover from this. We definitely can. And like Leo Messi said at the Ballon d'Or ceremony, he still thinks that Barcelona is one of the favorites to win the Champions League. I mean, and I know that that's a little bit of his heart talking for him as well. But when you have the greatest of all time publicly uh, publicly saying that you're one of the favorites to win one of the most difficult tournaments out there, I think you need to have that belief in you that you can go all the way, you can go the distance. And I really hope that if even if you're not able to go all the way, that's all right. But I just want us to do well. We've had dismal seasons in Europe the past few years, and I just want us to have a better showing. Uh, and I just want us to have a better showing. Unfortunately, we were undefeated in we were one of the few undefeated teams in Europe before this game, and all good things must come to an end. Unfortunately, our good thing at had to come to an end at the hands of our biggest rivals, and that really stinks. That really hurts. But for all you Madrid fans, I gotta say this was a good win. I really admired the way that the team kept fighting throughout the game, and well, I just gotta say, good game, and we'll see you at the Santiago Bernabeu in the return fixture, hopefully where we can get one over you guys as well. So that's it for today, guys. Once again I apologize for the delay in the release of the El Clasico video. I'll try to do my best to get the videos in time next time. Um, and yeah, like I've always said, we there are another couple of coolers who run this channel, and hopefully we'll be able to sort out our schedules so that we can make a video together. Until then, well, all we gotta do is we just have to support our team through good times and bad. And in case you don't like Barcelona, you don't like FC Barcelona, we got two words for you. Forza Barca. First thing first, I just gotta say that the first talking about